It appears that thousands of pounds of food is literally rotting or will rot quite soon in warehouses instead of being used to feed thousands, no, millions of people, thanks to President Donald Trump's cuts to USAID. How much? That's about 60,000 metric tons of food. That is enough to feed 3.5 million people for an entire month is going bad. And because it's just sitting there. And it's not just sitting in the United States either. According to sources speaking to Reuters, the rations are spread across 4 different warehouses. One in Houston, another in Djibouti, Durban, and Dubai. A lot of D's, a lot of D names there. But anyway, a lot of it's already in foreign countries waiting to be distributed. However, nope, not happening. Can't do it. Can't do it. The food is comprised of cereals, cooking oil, and other things, and is valued at $98 million and was intended for emergency distribution in the hunger-stricken regions, including Gaza, Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now, unfortunately, most of it will either end up in incinerators because it's bad, it's not fit for human consumption anymore, or become animal feed. Oh, great. Great. Some more examples here. 500 tons of high-energy biscuits in Dubai are set to expire in midsummer, July, while according to one former USAID official speaking to Reuters. So there is time. There is time. But no, probably not. They're going to let it sit there till it goes bad because, oh, how dare we feed them hungry poors? Okay. Again, those biscuits, just the 500 tons of biscuits alone, could have fed 27,000 acutely malnourished children for an entire month. Save the children, but if they're foreign, no, because we don't care at all. This is from the so-called pro-family and even pro-natalist party, okay? Because they want people to have more babies. You got to have more babies. We need more babies. We're running out of babies, everybody. Oh, feeding them? Oh, no, we don't do that. No, we don't do that. I mean, again, there's plenty of babies in Africa and the Middle East that are hungry. They're starving right now. But instead, of feeding them, they're black and brown. So no, we can't do that. Ah, yes.
The Republican Party's racist.
That would be why. Look, policy-wise, this is the effect of the USAID's rapid dismantling by the Trump administration and Doge, Elon Musk, all that, as well as a pause on the contracts and funds needed to ship the supplies to where they're needed. Yeah. They know that this food is going to expire soon, and it's not like Americans are going to use it. Okay? We ship out a lot of food, all right? And yet, Doge is sitting on it. In fact, internal proposals to release the food remain on hold, awaiting sign-off from the Office of Foreign Assistance, now headed up by 28-year-old Elon Musk appointee Jeremy Lewin. If this fetus, okay, this young man, this blunderkin, if he lets this food expire instead of allowing it to go out to feed hungry children, because it's already paid for, it's just sitting there, right? He's going to have blood on his hands. That's it. If he doesn't already. I mean, look, already the charity Action Against Hunger is reporting that the cuts have cost lives. 6 kids, for example, starved to death in the Democratic Republic of the Congo as a result. Okay, that's it. And more will come. More will starve. That's the result here. In fact, globally, 50% of the therapeutic foods for treating malnutrition in children were funded by USAID. And 40% of the supplies were produced in the United States, according to Sean Baker, Chief Program Officer at Helen Keller International and former Chief Nutritionist at USAID, whose programs in Bangladesh, Nepal, and Nigeria have been terminated. Yes. And again, that also affects U.S. farmers, by the way. These contracts being canceled or paused have made it so that, well, farmers, they can't really send their goods anywhere. No, the government isn't buying that goods off of them. Of course, sending those farms into economic pressure. And so, you might end up having those farms go under, and then they'll get bought up by like BlackRock or Blackstone or Black something. Okay, they'll buy them up. And then these farmers are going to have to go on food assistance that is going to be taken away anyway. So there you go. Disaster. Now, Baker said that the consequences of what's going on here could be 1 million children not receiving treatment for severe malnutrition, which could result in 163,500 additional deaths per year. Look, this is by design. Yeah. I mean, we have a white supremacist regime in charge that is totally fine with allowing black and brown children to starve to death in other countries while encouraging people to have more white babies. Okay. Even promising to hand out motherhood medals if you have more than 6 kids, while kicking out undocumented Americans and documented children, by the way, even with cancer, that again, not white. Now, of course, the right wants to argue that foreign aid, well, we shouldn't be spending so much money on foreign aid. We should be spending that money here on Americans, except that they also don't want to spend it here on poor people. So that kind of destroys their own argument. Okay. Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill would cut about $880 billion out of healthcare for the poor, Medicaid, and over $200 billion would be cut from the SNAP program, which will, of course, increase hunger in the United States. But don't worry, though. All right, that money is going to go somewhere better, they say, into the rich in the form of tax cuts or subsidies to Elon Musk's companies, contracts, all that. Look, at the end of the day, y'all know that they do not care about families. They don't care about babies. They don't care about anything like that. The only thing they care about is promoting white supremacy. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.